Alright, so welcome to the Friday morning commute, as I will begin to call this. My short, 13-minute commute. Anyway, today's Stardate is 2015-06.19. Captain's log. It's a beautiful Friday. It really is. It's a lot prettier than last Friday, just because there's actually sun out. And other things. Like for the fact that I turned 25 today. Today's my birthday. 6/19 or 90. Erase that from your memories. But 6/19. It's my birthday. In Texas, it is actually Black Emancipation Day. So my birthday is the day that blacks were emancipated in Texas. You know, there's a national emancipation. And then there was, some states may have deviated from that just a little bit. Anyways. And, aside from that, it's also my wedding anniversary. Now today, there are at least two numbers. We'll go with three, because things are better in sets of three. You have 25, you have 4, and you have 19. And you're thinking, okay, I'm sure they're relevant to the last three things you just told us. And they are. So, I turned 25 today. It is a nice 25. I can't believe I'm 25. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't feel like I should be 25. But, considering that my wife and I have been married for 4 years, hence the 4, it makes a little bit of sense. We got married on Father's Day in June of 2011. Which was intentional. Part of it is her dad is no longer in her life. He died a few years ago. So there's a way to help remember him. It was also a way to fulfill a harebrained scheme of mine. My parents got married on my mom's birthday. And I thought, hey, that's really cool. So when I met my wife, I was like, hey, when we get married, I want to get married on your birthday. Well, we got to planning and looking and all this fun jazz. And her birthday was right before the university's fall semester started that I was about to start going to. So we decided, you know what, we're going to do your birthday, Douglas, instead. I said, okay, I am cool with that. So we got married on my birthday. And we've just been rocking and rolling ever since. We also have 4 daughters. Our oldest is 3. We had her the April after we got married. And then we had our second the 16th of June in 2013. So this week, actually. And she's kind of what makes this week a really tough week, to be honest. Her name's Carolee Opal. She was born at 23 weeks, 1 day. About 16 weeks, 6 days early. So she was about 4 months early. She was born, she didn't have the lung capacity, the lung strength to breathe on her own. The wonderful NICU nurses were unable to get her onto a ventilator because of just how small she was. She was tiny. And so we got to hold her for the next 2 to 3 hours, 2 hours while she lived. And we had her about 8:12, and then she passed about 10:30. about 10:32 or so. So we had her for living in our arms for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And it was also, I can't remember if it was Father's Day or if it was the week before Father's Day. I'd have to go look. I want to say it was Father's Day. It would be kind of odd. No, that would be right. It would be Father's Day. And so we celebrated her second birthday on Tuesday of this week. It's just hard. It's, losing a child, especially as young as my wife and I are. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish anyone losing their child, period. Just like I wouldn't want to wish anyone losing their parents. Yeah, I have to get off this topic. So, but 4 beautiful daughters in 4 years. My wife is a trooper. She is awesome. See, now I'm going to be all reminiscent and stuff all day today. Now, how about that Destiny? So, if you're not in the loop, this week was E3, the large entertainment expo in LA. And at the Sony live stream, Bungie released Destiny the Taken King. And oh my goodness, does that look amazing! So, if you haven't played Destiny, it might be time to get it. So currently, you've got 3 classes. Each class has its own subclass, 2 subclasses. That is either kind of a short range, long range, or support role. With the Taken King, they're introducing a 3rd subclass to round out the subclasses. So each class will have a long range, each class will have a short range, and each class will have a support role. Now, one of the things that I'm really excited about is the story. I'm really big into stories in video games. That's why Battlefield and Call of Duty and those games just don't interest me, is because once you get past the fluff of a campaign, all that's really there is multiplayer. Now, Destiny, it is a multiplayer game at heart, so you have to take that into consideration. But with Destiny, you're not waiting for the next map expansion pack to get a new flavor of items to enjoy or of things to enjoy. One of the things I find really intriguing about Destiny is the public events that you can do while on patrol. Heck, even in the middle of a mission, you can join this public event. You can say, oh, hey, I'm going to help these Guardians take out this fallen walker, which is a giant 8-legged robot, 6-legged robot that is, it's completely a robot. So I'm going to help them take this out real quick, and then I'm going to jump back to my mission. And you do that without even having to exit the mission you're on. How cool is that? You might be going, but isn't that just like an MMO with first-person shooter aspects and a really awesome loot system? Well, yes it is. But it's different enough from the existing MMOs to be its own unique thing. And it's not perhaps the most expansive universe, But that's the joy about, we're literally a few months away from closing year 1 of Destiny. I mean, Destiny was released 9/15/14 or something like that last year in September, around the 15th, whatever that Tuesday would have been. It's a Tuesday. And so, over the last year, if you've been following Destiny or have just gotten into Destiny, you've been able to kind of see a change in the game mechanics and the different material that the developers have brought. And so with Taken King, we start Destiny's year 2, which is really exciting. We get new subclasses, we get an increased light level, new weapons, new gear, a continuation of the story that could be a little bit well done, a little bit more well done, but it's still a solid story for what's there. And so I think they're building off of that, they're moving forward. It'll be interesting to see, as we're 3 months away, how the community hype increases and how the reaction to the game when it releases. Does that hype continue? Does it waver because it's not quite as much as it was hyped up to be? I'm really interested to see. Hopefully I'll be able to get it on launch day, start downloading and installing, and I think I'm going to have to buy 2 versions of the game. But we'll see how things go from there. Thank you for joining me on my Friday commute. This is Rovin Doug. You can find me on Twitter at Rovin Doug. Follow me on YouTube under Rovin Doug or Douglas Holman. And you can find me on Twitch under Rovin Doug. Thanks again for joining me on my Friday commute, and I will see you next week. Bye.